everybody, what's going on? I'm Tony.
And I'm Shayna.
And this is the Tony
and Shayna Show.
Yay! Alright, so we're here today. Got sent over to us from Image Entertainment, or RLJ. Yeah, RLJ Entertainment. And it's Frankenstein versus the Mummy.
Ooh.
And Shayna's going to tell you all about it.
I'll try. Okay, so there's these two main characters in the movie. They're both professors at a college. The guy is Victor, or Professor F.
Which we all know what that stands for.
Think about it. They don't say his last name, but think about it. And the other professor is Naihla.
Yeah, Naihla.
Something or another. And she's like a Egyptologist. I believe that's her title.
I guess that's what
she's
you
like
would call
I guess more like a history type professor specializing in ancient Egypt.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yes.
Well, anyways, her department, I guess, got a hold of this ancient mummy, and her and this other creepy professor, this old bald guy, are like kind of examining it and doing stuff. Meanwhile, the other professor is performing secret experiments at a secret location.
Mm-hmm. Secret.
Secret. He's the only one that knows about these things.
Yeah.
Sorta.
Yeah, sorta. He has a guy helping him out. He pays him to bring him body parts to put together, well, Frankenstein's monster.
Mm-hmm.
Technically, we were just said this. They don't actually say Frankenstein in the movie. No,
they don't. They he wrote on the board Professor F.
Yeah.
And they call him Victor, but yeah, he never actually calls himself that. No one refers to him as Frankenstein. But
I don't know if that's a copyright written thing, or they just, I don't know. I mean, it does say Frankenstein versus the Mummy on the case.
And like the description in the back, it says Dr. Victor Frankenstein, but they don't say it in the movie, so
yeah.
I don't know if that means anything.
I don't know. Maybe, I don't know. But
now see, I didn't read the cover, the back of this movie or anything, so when I first watched it, I kind of put two and two together, but it's not super obvious, I don't think, at first.
No, it's a little, almost 2 hours long, but it's basically, you know, part of the story is dealing with the mummy. The other part is dealing with Victor Frankenstein, and then, of course, there's another, you know, story, because Victor Frankenstein and Naihla, did I say that right?
Not Naihla.
Naihla.
I think that's how you say it.
Whatever. They're like a couple, and he's acting weird, and you know, then the guy she works with is acting weird too, and everything, and but you know, and then of course it's Frankenstein versus the Mummy, so you know they eventually fight. So that's kind of how the movie's set up.
Right. You know, eventually he does create somebody that comes to life, and eventually the Mummy comes to life, I guess you can say too. Yeah,
the Mummy, of course, has like a curse to him. His soul is actually a very interesting story with the Mummy. I won't go into detail about it, but his soul is basically trapped. He can't get to, you know, when you die, he can't. His soul is trapped in like purgatory, in other words, and he just wants his soul released, and you know, he can't be killed or whatever. He's a mummy. And Frankenstein, they kind of fall along the same lines as the original Frankenstein, with the abnormal brain that gets put in and stuff like that.
Right. Mm-hmm.
And I won't say how it comes to that he gets that, but actually really interesting how they did that. Like, if you've seen the original, you see the parts.
This is like sort of a modern take on the original, I guess.
Yeah.
Because it is kind of along the same lines, but modern.
Yeah. Yeah, it's set modern times, and not in a little village or anything, which would have been cool if it was just like kind of like this countryside kind of. But again, it doesn't really matter, because well, Frankenstein really doesn't get loose into his monster. Yeah, well,
because
Frankenstein's monster. Yeah, no, for anybody. When I say Frankenstein, I mean Frankenstein's monster, but just to, you know, so everybody knows that we're not stupid. We mean Frankenstein's monster, but I'm just gonna say Frankenstein just for because.
Yeah.
But yeah, he. I'll tell you what, he's a scary looking Frankenstein.
Yes, he's very creepy. Like the faces he makes, like terrifying.
Yeah, his eyes are like like all white with the black dot in it, pretty much.
Yeah, like they're sunken in looking,
Yeah,
like his face, and he has this like long hair,
scary.
But like, yeah, he's very creepy.
Very scary, and he's probably the best character in the whole movie.
Yeah.
And I thought the way he looked, and I thought the way the mummy looked, they looked awesome.
They both really did.
Like, there's not a lot of CGI in this really at all. There's a lot of practical effects that were like, wow. Like let's just say mummification, how they put that thing up the nose and pull the brain out.
Oh, the brain remover.
Yeah, that hook thing. Oh man, that it's.
I turned my head because it just.
And me, I'm like, I have to look, but it was really cool.
Yeah,
really,
I like
really cool. The whole fight itself with them two, obviously they do fight. You know, it's versus, but I wish that was a little longer.
Yeah, a lot of the story was they were intertwined because of the two professors being a couple and stuff like that. So like, you knew eventually they were going to probably end up fighting. I mean, based on the title and stuff. But yeah, like it wasn't, it wasn't this huge, epic, crazy, ongoing fight.
No,
it was,
But it was cool. It was a good fight.
It was good. It just wasn't the whole movie was them fighting or anything like that.
I thought how they got them to fight was a pretty clever idea. The way they did that. I won't say how because that's giving away everything.
Right.
But yeah, really interesting, and I was pleasantly surprised.
Yeah.
I thought, oh man, 2 hours. I don't know. I'm weary with 2-hour movies, and it went by pretty fast. To tell you the truth,
it kept my interest. So it wasn't. It didn't seem like it was that long.
Right.
It just kept your interest.
Yeah. So I guess we could say, what's the rate? What do you rate this?
You go first.
Me?
Yeah, I always go first.
Oh, I'd probably give this between a 7.5 and an 8. I'd say maybe a 7 3/4.
I was gonna give it a 7.
7? Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's definitely worth a look.
I'd recommend it. I would say if you like this sort of thing.
Yeah. And like I said, it's available. It's not available until February 10th, and it will be available on DVD and digital download February 10th, 2015. So look for it. It's worth, especially if you like, if you're that kind of person who really likes to see any take on Frankenstein or the Mummy. It's definitely worth a pickup. And I'll tell you what, this slipcover, I like slipcovers. I know some people don't. Is embossed, and it's really, really nice. And of course, the inside cover is the same.
See how creepy it is.
But yeah, look at that face on Frankenstein. I don't know, but they're really done. They're done really, really well. Just really cool and scariest Frankenstein I've ever seen in my life.
Very scary. Yeah, he's just.
You see the movie, you'll understand.
Yeah, I don't want to get into it too
but
much.
it's really worth the watch, and we recommend watching it.
Yeah.
Right? So I guess that's it. Look
it.
for this February 10th. Sure, it'll be available to download on the Image Entertainment or RLJ Entertainment websites or Amazon, anywhere, any of those places. Just look for it, and also in stores like and Amazon, all that kind of stuff. I'm sure it's going to be available everywhere. But yeah, so that's it.
That's it. So
thanks everybody for watching. And I'm Tony.
And I'm Shayna.
And this was the Tony
and Shayna Show. Yay!
All right. See you later.
Bye.
Bye.